Let me say that I'm quite nervous because to speak immediately after Professor Bassiouni is quite a difficult task, but I try to do my best. So first of all, I totally agree with the assessment on Tunisia. I think there are a number of factors to analyze, and maybe I can develop a little bit more on what Professor Bassiouni said. From one side, there is a highly sophisticated discourse on transitional justice and a sophisticated civil society, which is really active in Tunisia. And it was created a Ministry of Human Rights and Transitional Justice by the government that was appointed immediately after the election in October 2011. So this facilitated, of course, the discussion and creating a momentum around transitional justice. So maybe I will start speaking a little bit more about what one of the main endeavors, the most important endeavor of the Ministry of Transitional Justice and Human Rights, which would allow me to say to highlight some positive aspect of the process in Tunisia, to turn then on the trials and then on the actual measures that were implemented in Tunisia, that indeed, as Professor Bassiouni already said, actually show a lack of willingness by the government to actually fight impunity and to provide accountability and redress for the crimes that were committed.
As you like to begin with poesy, I would like to begin my speech with poesy also. There is a part of poem of the Palestinian poet Mohamed that I find described very well the Arab Spring. It says, I will read it in Arabic and then translate. يا دامي الكفين والقدمين إن الليل زائل لا غرفة التعذيب باقية ولا زلد السلاسل نيرون مات ولا زالت روما بعينيها تقاتل. Whom has the bloody hands and feet, the night will be over. Either the torture room, never the chains will stay. Neyron is died, but Rome still striking. So, Friday, December 17th, 2010, there was like a small crowd in front of the governor of Sidi Bouzid, fruit vandal, set himself on fire as a reaction against police repression and against corruption. So me and some activists, we just joined him in the hospital, and then they moved him to another city because the hospital had not enough equipment. When we get back to the city, we found a big crowd, and it begins like peaceful protests and spontaneous. That was not taken by a political party. That people go into the street. So we as activists, we need that protests, and the dictator left the country, and it begins like a wave of freedom, etc. But the problem is that the political class that stay after Ben Ali didn't understand very well the demands of the population, because the two major slogans were during the revolution. First slogans were for jobs, employment is the human right, and second was for political freedom. Say freedom, now president forever. So we want only few minority think in the right way that the political class should make just change the constitution through our experts, and to make election as soon as possible to guarantee the stability, because our economy is based on tourism and on foreign investments. So you need political stability to guarantee the development. But the big part of the political class wanted like a constitution council that will write a new constitution in like 1 year, and the same council vote a transition government. That happened on October 23rd, 2011. They both got cancelled, and the Islamic Party in Nahda and the two secular parties get the power and vote the government. But the problem is, this council played the role of parliament, and they passed even the year. Constitution is not yet written, and the government behavior like it's voted for like 10 years. So and that was very bad, especially for the economy. Now the major problem that Tunisia is facing, as Greta told about that, is the political violence. Political violence is practiced by the radical Islamist groups and by militia close to the ruling party, called itself the Revolution Protection League.
It is a great honor to be here and to speak to this distinguished audience, distinguished prosecutors. I will try to be brief in the interest of giving the audience the opportunity to also ask questions and interact with us. And one of the things that I think is evident from all the excellent presentations that we've heard today is the extent that issues of accountability and transitional justice are a part and parcel of, and are actually a major theme in what is happening today in Arab countries, and I think this is a very encouraging sign. I think it's obvious that accountability and the rule of law should be a key component in the transition of states away from oppressive regimes, and I think that the fact that we see that this is happening in the Arab world is something very important. Maybe before I will try to limit my comments to 5 points, to offer 5 points, speak about 5 specific issues that I think are important with respect to accountability in the context of the Arab Spring. But before I do that, I do want to acknowledge what also Prince Said said in the morning, that it is obvious that each country, each Arab country has its own, we've heard it also from Professor Bassiouni, has its own specific history, its own special circumstances and culture. Each Arab country is currently in a different phase of transition. In different countries, we've seen different types of human rights violations, and so it is obvious that there is no one solution or one size fits all approach to what type of accountability mechanism should be designed. But having said that, I do think that it is worthwhile to consider 5 points when we think about accountability mechanisms, about transitional justice in the context of post-conflict situations, and specifically in the context of the Arab Spring. One issue, I think, the first point that I can't resist making is the importance of recognizing the progress that has already been made. I've listened to my colleagues, and I think it's only natural that all of us, people that work in the field of international criminal justice, always want to achieve more and always want to have everything perfect, and there is never enough justice, right? You always want to have all the justice that we can achieve, and of course it is important and commendable. But I think it is also important at the same time not to forget that these processes take long time.